We're going to start on the side with the spheres. We're going to skip the first one for right now. So this is a check to see who's paying attention, who writes this down next to number 9. This is number 10 here. We start with our formula. Volume of a sphere is always 4/3 pi r cubed. That is on your chart. Okay. You don't need it. I'll give you the formulas you need. We find the radius. If it gives us a diameter, we need half of that. Half of 16 is? 8. So we say our radius is 8 to the 3rd power. Pi, since we're just doing this as quickly as we can, we're going to use 3 for pi, times 4/3. Yes. Okay? The 4/3 is just part of the formula. It's just how you calculate volume, just the way it works out. It's not something you need to know. This part is given to you. If you look at a formula chart, it'll tell you this. Okay, then keep listening. 8 to the 3rd power, what you need to remember is that is not equal to 24. 8 to the 3rd power is 8 times 8 times 8. So work it out. Please stop. Okay. This does work out to 512. If we take 3 times 512, this is just a matter of calculations. It's just 1,536. The second part kids are going to mess up on is right here. We have 4/3 times this number. The simplest way to do this is to say, what is 4 times 1536? So we're going to do that first. Oh. Okay, great. We don't need to hear your story. Okay, 6,144. After you times it by 4, you need to take that number and then divide it by 3. Which is 2048. So our volume here is 2,048 inches. Since it's volume, that's still units cubed.
How you do that math so quick?
Because I've been doing it all day. Plus, I know it seems like these are big numbers, but when you think about it, we're times them by 3, we're times them by 4, we're dividing by 3. So really, the calculations here, even though the numbers are big, are not that difficult. Okay? If you know what you're doing, feel free to do these on your own. You don't have to wait for me. Okay? Okay, number 11. Again, our formula of volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. Remember, the actual answer isn't worth anything if that's all you put. You're not getting anything from it. It's the steps that are important. No, I didn't. Okay. Then we look, since we need the radius and it gives us the diameter, we cut 12 in half, we get 6. So r cubed is going to be 6 to the third power. Pi is still 3, 4/3 is still 4/3. We would then have to do 6 cubed, which is 6 times 6, which is 36 times 6 more. Don't shout it out, just work it out.
You just shouted it up.
I know. Please don't shout stuff out. There's a difference between shouting out answers and shouting out, do you watch Storage Wars? Okay?
I love that show. You know it's your fault that time.
Once you have that, then again it's times 3, then times 4, then divide by 3.
Alright, hold on. Don't do anything.
Yes? Okay. We will find out shortly. Mondays and Wednesdays after school.
Yesterday, Kate.
What about
Thursdays, if I'm here, I can help you with math. There's no guarantees I'm here, though. So 3 times 212 is 6. 648. And we have 648 times 4. Because 6 times 6 is 36 times 6 more. I don't like putting 6 times 6 times 6 because then you guys complain. And
Oh, I got
now you know. So 648 times 4. Just like Albert said, 2,592. Please be writing this down.
My paper fell on the ground. I got the answer.
We take 2592
Wait. Why did you times it by 4?
because we need to do it times 4/3. So we do times 4 divided by 3.
Oh, you could have told me that. I could have been done with this problem.
Because it's, wow, 6 cubed. So 6 times 6 is 36. No. So this comes out to 800 and...
What are you doing?
How can you do it that quick,
Hurry up,
Shelley?
just say it. Yeah, you don't even know it, don't you?
6,
Oh, what?
4.
Not even.
You say yes.
So this comes out to 864 miles cubed. So that's 2. Spheres are just something that take practice. Since a good majority of it, it's the same process repeating. If you do it correctly, anytime you have a sphere, if you're using 3 for pi, you should only get a decimal if the radius was a decimal. If this is a whole number, your answer should always be a whole number. If not, then you've done some of your multiplication wrong. Okay? So number 12, to try to help us stay more focused. It's not working for some people. So we start with the formula. Volume 4/3
Your marker's lagging.
pi r cubed. This time, does it tell us the radius? Add to this, our radius here is, what is our radius? 7. So we have 7 cubed. So we can actually write this one out, 7 times 7 times 7. So this is 49 times 7, which is not 149, it's 343. Okay. We then take 343 times 3. Then stop talking. 1,000 what?
1024.
That's definitely a 9 here. All right. Times 4/3. So to multiply something by 4/3, we'd have to take 1029 times 4. We got a seat right here in the middle. Chris, there's a seat right there. So it comes down to, do you want to talk to your friends or do you want to learn? Then there's a seat right there. Well, I'm offering you an alternative.
4016.
That sounds better. So 4,116, what do we do with that? Divide it by 3.
It's 343 inch cube, something like that.
1,500. 1,600. 1,000.
3,
Oh, what?
Told you.
1372.
7.
Yeah. Get that out of here.
So that is 1,372 inches cubed.
So that's the answer.
That's the answer. All right. One more, then we'll try the ones on the back.
So the radius is 12.
So we start with our formula.
4/3 squared. No, 4/3 cubed. Oh.
What is the radius here? 12. So we have 12 to the third power. We should be able to work this out from here.
Already typed that.
Just please don't try to tell me that 12 to the third power is 36. Because that will continue to be wrong every time.
Wrong.
It is in the thousands.
2,000. 1,728.
So it's going to be easier because you're all used to calculating.
It would be.
Instead of I guess, it just takes a while.
It just takes time.
This is 1796, right?
Yeah.
I hope.
432.
That's wrong. That's wrong. 1728.
All right, if Mark says it and Kirsten says it.
Well, is it right or not?
1728. 1728. Albert told you that.
Yeah, it's 1728.
All right, so 1728.
28.
Okay. So times 3
Hold on.
will be about
5,184.
so 5,184 times 4/3.
2736.
So
Multiply before.
That's the answer? Actually, yeah, if I want to.
so that'd be 20,000 something. 700.
736. 36.
Okay, what do we do with that?
And divided by 3.
6912.
Correct.
6912.
Why do you guys keep saying
Because that's the answer.
So our volume is equal to 6,912 inches cubed. Remember, I can't give you any credit if all you're doing is writing down the answers, because the answers aren't really worth anything.
everybody's like saying like see
All right, I'm gonna leave a couple, and by a couple I mean 4 for you to do on your own. We're gonna look at some of the pyramids on the back, just in case we're still having trouble with that.
still I've always had trouble.
Remember, a little bit of change in the formula this time.
1/3. Isn't it 7 times 7?
So we need to identify the base.
Oh, I know that. It's 7 times 7 is 49.
So what shape is our base?
It's a triangle or a pyramid, something like that. It's a pyramid. It's a pyramid.
What shape is the base?
A square. A square.
What have I been telling you to do since we started any kind of 3D shapes?
Write the square to the side, and then you do that.
We draw our base out separately. The area of our base we can find, since it's a rectangle, is base times height,
Oh, it's
which is 7 times 7.
I told you.
Okay.
147.
It's 40.
49.
So the area of this base
Oh,
is 49.
times 9. 49 times
Okay.
9. Dude, that's what you do. What's
Chill out, dude.
We then look at the height of the entire pyramid, which is 9.
81. 41 times 9.
441.
Okay, relax. Remember, if you're going ahead, you don't need to shout out the answers for the people that haven't done this yet.
441.
Chill out, just breathe in, breathe out. It's like 100 and
It's 400.
You do it to yourself and say it to yourself. Can you let go already?
Excuse me?
I've been waiting. Apologize.
49 times 9.
More than 41. Is it like
We then need a third of that. So we say 441 divided by 3. is 147 inches cubed.
So the answer
All of these on this side start with the same base formula of 1/3 area of the base times height. The only thing that changes is whatever formula you need to find that area.
is it easy, Mr. Ellis?
Okay, if it's easy, then please do these on your own.
Alright.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Okay, number 2. We start with our formula. 1/3 the area of the base times the height. We then identify the base, which is a
Circle. Yeah.
base of a circle. So we draw that circle separately.
5 is the radius. 5 is the radius. 10 is our diameter.
Okay. Since we're looking for area of the base,
You be quiet.
we look for what is our formula for area of a circle? Just pi r squared. We then fill in our numbers. Our radius is 5, so 5 squared pi we can say is 3. So 5 squared is 25 times 3.
That's 75.
What did you get for a
3 times 5. So our area of our base is 75.
Where'd you get the money from?
Oh my.
Follow the arrows.
75 times 12, right?
We multiply that by the height of our cone. So we have 75 times 12.
Yeah, it's 900. 900.
Comes out to 900 times 1/3. So 900 divided by 3, hopefully you can do that in your head, is 3 bills, I guess. I don't carry that little money around. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I don't really carry cash. It's all in my bank account. You know, those Swiss accounts. You gotta keep my money from the old lady. I don't want her to know how much I be making it rain. Okay. What's a penny? All right. Number 3. This is where some people start making mistakes. What kind of? This is a pyramid. What kind of pyramid? It's a triangular pyramid. So our base is this triangle. So we draw it separately. So it looks kind of like that. We need to find the area of that. So like Mark says, that is 1/2 of the base times the height. Now this base and height is only talking about just this triangle here. So what is the base and height of the triangle? 5 and 2.
5 and 2, whatever.
So multiply those, which is 10 plus 10 and a half.
So we have,
It's 5. It's 10.
so half of 10 is
5.
5. So
That was the easiest.
so that
in America.
that's not the whole question though. That's the area of the base is 5 times the height of the whole prism. So 5 times 6 is 30.
10.
1/3 of 30. Okay, yeah, I know what the answer is, Albert.
Ignore him.
10 centimeters cubed.
10
All of them?
That's actually a good movie.
All of them.
Great.
Okay, that sounds good with me. Very, very.
All right, number 4 is just like number 2, except it sort of turns sideways. That doesn't change anything though. Volume still 1/3 area of the base times the height. Since it's a cone, our base is a circle. So we're looking for the area of a circle that has a radius of 3. So our formula for area is on a circle,
It's pi r squared.
pi r squared.
Hey, Mitchell, we should have a bet like for the Super Bowl game. Whoever wins doesn't have to do anything.
Albert, go wait outside, okay?
Yeah, go outside.
So 3 times 3 squared. Yes. All right, so 3 times 3 squared, what does that work out to? 27. So the area of our base is 27.
So the answer is 27.
We then take, what's the height of our cone?
Times 7.
7. You really don't need to shout.
I'm trying to get in this video. 189.
Which is 189. That sounds right. And then we just need 1/3 of 189,
That's simple math. It's like 40.
which is 63. Another way you could do this, which might be easier for a lot of people, what's 1/3 of 27?
I don't know. To me.
9. What's 9 times 7?
63.
It's 63. So if one of your two numbers, the area of the base or the height, if one of those is a number that's divisible by 3, it might be easier for you to divide first and then multiply. No. That's part of it. That's the same idea.
I'll give you a doctor note.
So that's 63 cubic feet.
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Equals 63.
When are you going to make it rain?
If you
Alright.
write that little 3 to the side, what happens? It's wrong.
That means it's not in volume. Number 5 is another one of those upside down pyramids that confuses people for some reason. This is still a pyramid. It still has exactly one base. So our volume is still 1/3 area of the base times the height. What shape is our base? It's not a square. There are no such thing as squares that are 5 by 3. Could be a parallelogram. But it's the same form as a rectangle, so let's call it a rectangle.
How can it be a square if they're not all the same?
Nobody said it was a square.
The base is 15.
Duh.
So this is 5 times 3, which is 15.
15 times 4.
Our height here is 4.
60.
Okay, Jacob. So 15 times 4 is 60. Then we just need 1/3 of that, which is 20. And that's cubic feet. And that's really all there is to it. Hopefully this is starting to...
Can you do number 9?
Number 9, yeah.
Nine's pretty confusing.
It's not confusing, it's just different. What shape is our base on number 9?
It just
It's a trapezoid.
we don't want to do it.
That's definitely not a triangle. So it's still a pyramid though, correct? One base. So our formula doesn't change, still 1/3 base, area of the base times the height.
Your mic's a little laggy. No, I'm not playing. I can hear it scratching.
Great.
It's lagging.
we identify our base, which we said is a trapezoid. So we're going to draw that separately here. We have side of 5, 12, and 8. So we don't use this one as much, but it's still on your chart. What is the formula for area of a trapezoid?
Wait, what's the 8 for? 1 half.
Times height. Okay. So remember, our base is on a trapezoid, or the sides that are parallel to each other, which in this case is. So we have 1 half of 5 plus 12 times 8. So we have half of 17 times 8. Now we could take half of 17, but that's going to be a decimal, right? But what about half of 8? Half of 8 is 4. So let's say 4 times 17. And that would be 68. You would get the same thing if you took half of 17, which is 8.5 times 8. But this way you avoid having to mess with any decimals. So that's not the answer, that's just the base, or the area of the base.
12.
So then the height of this is not 8. Remember, the height of the whole pyramid is 12.
That's simple math. That's like 1200.
So we could do 68 times 12, or could we take 1/3 of 12? 1/3 of 12 is just 4. So we just have 4 times 68. I wouldn't take 1/3 of 68 because that's a decimal. So 4 times 68 is.
272.
It's definitely a 2. So we got 272 centimeters cubed. So that's it. So it's a little bit more work because it's a trapezoid, but it still follows all the same rules.
That's an easy.
All right? So you've got 10 minutes to do, 8 more? Hopefully you had a chance to do some of these while we were taking little breaks to discuss why we're not betting on the Super Bowl with Albert. All right, for number 1 on the back, the sphere one, instead of using, I think it's like 21.6, just round that to 22. And that is the diameter. So if the diameter is 22, what would the radius be? It would be 11. For number, I think it's number 9 on the back, which is actually the first one.
Number 22.
Not right now, we have people out. Yes. What you don't finish, you're going to have to take home. So please get as much done as you can.